Welcome to my first podcast, Unapologetic Thoughts. And we're going to talk about Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly is a professional Karen on TV. She spends an awful lot of time complaining about black folk. Well, she got a new complaint that came directly from the Super Bowl. But before we talk about that, let's go down memory lane when it comes down to her. So she went from Fox News to NBC. Now, number one, it didn't take long for the ratings to drop when she was on there because she's so unlikable. See, she is only appealing to those Fox News over 65 crowd, those Geritol men and women over there. See, she's appealing to them. But when you take her beyond that, she's not appealing at all. Now, if you remember 2017, she admitted she did blackface. And shortly after that show about blackface, she got snatched off of NBC. And, let's be real, y'all. I don't believe anybody missed this woman from NBC. And they got rid of Tamron Hall, who was getting the ratings, for Megyn Kelly, who couldn't deliver. Megyn is one of these people that made it onto TV, but she's really not made for TV at all. So let's get around to her newest black complaint. She complained about the Black National Anthem. Now, we know this is Black History Month, and the Super Bowl falls in February. It comes around every year in February. Been that way forever now. So Megyn sees the opportunity to complain about the Black National Anthem. Now, just to give you some inside history, this was composed back in 1900. It really is a true piece of history. And see, a lift every voice and sing would never have to exist if America was not so filled with racism. This is an unapologetic thought. And so now James Weldon Johnson's song lives on to this very day. And yes, the usual crowd don't like it. I'm not going to stand up. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Well, let's take a look at your national anthem. Don't you have like a line in there about killing the slaves? Uh-huh. And you know how many of my people died under your flag? Both Confederate and the US flag that you fly today? Too many, as far as I'm concerned. So Megan's complaint can get filed under bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. But let's get into it, y'all. So Megyn had a problem with the Super Bowl. And Andra Day, if you did not get a chance to watch it, she sung the national anthem, which is AKA the Black National Anthem. And she said it didn't belong in the Super Bowl. Megyn, you don't belong on TV. Despite what people that look like you say, you don't belong on TV. You are very inappropriate for TV. And the fact that you thought you were going to convince people back in 2018 that that was not a bad thing to do, they should have been ripped you off. See, when NBC let you go, They should have ended your career on TV altogether, just like they did with Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon. It should have been your last day ever being on TV. So she made a reference about this on Sunday about the Black national anthem being played at the Super Bowl. So she took to X, formerly known as Twitter, which is so stupid, X. The so-called Black national anthem does not belong at the Super Bowl. Well, whether you like it or not, Megan, Black history is American history. No matter how much y'all trying to alter and change it and suppress it and do all the things that has been done recently, it is still and always will be part of American history. And then she goes on and says, we already have a national anthem and it includes everybody. As long as, let's take a look at what she is saying. Francis Scott Key was a racist. Okay. He was a racist. He hated Black people. So, no, that being said, and your reference to slaves in your original national anthem, that can never, ever be an anthem for everybody. Never. So, ladies and gentlemen, it goes into, the song Lift Every Voice and Sing being written and performed to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday back in 1900. And it's been called the Black National Anthem since 1919. And it was actually written before the Star Spangled Banner was officially chosen as the national anthem. So just know that, ladies and gentlemen, the Black national anthem predates the Star Spangled Banner by 12 years. So many went out there and they felt her ex post was racially insensitive. But you know what? You can't turn Megyn into nothing except for what she already is and have already showed the entire world. Anytime you're going to defend blackface, knowing the entire history of it in this country, this woman is like an old dog, and you're not going to teach her any new tricks. So I know people came at her on X, but just know this old, broken down dog can't be changed. And she will always be this way. So, yeah, numerous people came at her and let her know that they did not like her response to what she said. And one stood out to me more than anyone else. And that is Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay. He said the so called television host, Megyn Kelly, does not belong on TV. And she's not anymore. And I could not agree with that post any more than what I'm telling you now. Now, here's another post that I liked other than Shannon Sharp's. So now we have Arlen Parsa. And he goes on to say, Lift Every Voice and Sing is objectively better song than the Star Spangled Banner because it speaks not about killing people on the battlefield for a flag, but instead about the need to complete the unfinished promise of our country. And then he goes on to say, it's also just 10 times better musically. And it is. It is. But you have to understand all of American history is killing, racism, torture. That's the entire history. That's why they're going above and beyond to change the history, blatantly doing it all up in our faces as if that's going to work. It's not going to work. It's never going to work. You're a day late and a buck short on changing that history. And many of us out here are never, ever going to allow you to change it without us having a say. Y'all tune in tomorrow for my next podcast. Peace, family.